Greetings, automotive enthusiasts. Today we got kind of a fun day here, little tales from the trip, but it's not very far. We're just going to the airport. Got a gentleman that bought the Nissan Pulsar, flew in from St. Louis, and I'm gonna pick him up at the airport. He bought this little 89 Nissan Pulsar, 13,000 mile little time capsule. Such a cool car. I had so much fun driving this when I did. I think we just turned 14,000 miles on it. But what a fantastic little car. So just got it washed up for him at shift, and I'm fixing to go pick him up and check out what his Uber ride is gonna be. We'll go ahead and walk outside of shift here. Check this out. This might be kind of a cool, fun surprise for him. I'm gonna pick him up in the DeLorean. So he won't be able to miss me at the airport. So going to pick him up and bring him back to shift, and he's gonna, after my own heart, he's gonna drive it back from Wichita to St. Louis. So let's head to the airport. So Peter called me up actually when we were at Barrett Jackson in New Orleans, and he was like, "Hey, I saw the video on that Pulsar," and he was in St. Louis, and he's like, "I want that car, you know," and I was kind of telling him, well, we're out of town. I'm getting a lot of inquiries on the car. You know, the best thing to do would just be to, you know, to make sure you don't lose the car is, you know, you've seen the video, so you know the condition of the car. So, you know, the thing to do if you want to buy it, I guess, would be wire the money. And so anyway, that was in that afternoon, and the next morning, the money shows up in our account. So the Pulsar was grabbed quick. Fun car, a lot of inquiries on the car. We were thinking about putting this up for auction, but we put a pretty fair price on it, and I knew it was going to probably sell before it went to auction. So Peter seems so enthusiastic about this car, and that's kind of fun too. It's fun to you sell the cars on, you know, at an auction or something, and you don't really get a, you know or meet or, you know, talk to the people much. So sometimes you kind of miss, you know, I really do like to see where my cars go, and I like to kind of see who gets them and what their plans are and all that stuff. So I do like selling them personally best. But so this guy is gonna have a wonderful continued life, and he's gonna have a fun road trip. It's a perfect day out here today. It's like in the 70s and 80s, so hopefully Peter pops the T-tops off and has the drive of his life back to St. Louis. But right now we're headed to the airport and pick him up and go take him to shift and let him see his prize. Stay tuned. Just chilling out here with the door popped. Ready to pick up Peter. Just texted him here and let him know that I'm sitting here. Kind of nice just sitting out with the door open, and such a beautiful day. And it's funny, kind of parked here waiting for him to arrive or whatever, and it's pretty amazing how many people stop and take a picture of the DeLorean. Just not something you see on the streets every day, and quite an amazing, striking car. So looking forward to seeing Peter soon. Well, I texted Peter this morning while he was still in the airplane that I was picking him up because he talked about taking an Uber. So I texted him this morning and said, "Hey, I'll be picking you up." His flight arrived at 11:40, and so I've been sitting here waiting for him, and it's about 12 o'clock, and I hadn't heard from him. And I sent a couple more texts that I'm here and have you landed, and so I went ahead and called him, and he's in a cab. He didn't check his text, and he's in a cab heading towards the shop. So I just called him, and he'd been in the cab just a few minutes. So I told him, well, I said, guess redirect and head to shift. So so I guess I'm not picking him up at DeLorean, but I'm gonna meet him at shift. So I guess I should have called there, but you know, with the planes, you never know when they're gonna be landing or whatever. So I figured text was the best way. So, well, Peter, we'll see you soon. Hey, Peter, how's it going?
Fantastic.
Well, sorry about the miscommunication. I guess you had your phone off to save battery?
Yeah.
Oh, so I was, you know, because I never know what might pop up. You know, I was planning on picking you up anytime somebody comes in during business hours, you know, but then I sat there for about 20 minutes. I was like, oh, I better call him, but you're already in a cab. So you like the DeLorean?
I love the DeLorean. This is the best Volvo ever.
Best Volvo ever. That's funny. That's funny. Well, you said you wanted to go for a spin in it, so let's jump in and go.
All right, sounds fantastic.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, buckled into DeLorean. So I take it you're a fan of the 80s cars too.
I am. This is a 1989. That's the year I started high school.
Oh yeah?
And I was already thinking about, what am I going to drive first? And they were zipping around, and they were fun looking, and it looked affordable. But of course,
They were a little expensive, weren't they?
They weren't real expensive, but mind you, I'm starting high school,
Right.
and I got a part-time job at a Shoney's.
Shoney's, huh?
So, yeah, it was out of my realm. I actually started with the 79 Camaro that needed a lot of love.
Oh my goodness, that was a 79 Mercury Capri, so you were a Camaro and I was a Mustang. How funny is that?
Oh, I got where I was going, and you were found on the road dead?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I had the little 2.3 liter four-cylinder with a 4-speed, it was a 79 Capri RS, but...
I had a 305 with the Turbo Flight 350, Turbo 350.
Yeah.
And, but, it got me around until I could get into something nice like an El Camino.
Yeah?
And my dad was a hot rod wrencher, so he and I were building engines and doing stuff, but my stepmom's car was a Mazda 323, and I became a Mazda fanatic.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I have a 30th anniversary Miata right now.
Nice.
And a Royal Enfield Bullet 500.
Oh, cool.
They don't make them like that anymore. Just nothing.
I know. In general.
In general, it's gizmos, electronics. And,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we're here going to be up on Facebook or something soon. But, I don't mind it. But
Yeah, so you never had a Pulsar.
I've never had one.
But you wanted one.
I wanted one in my youth, and I
Yeah.
saw this gem. I saw it on the Car Wizard show.
Oh,
and I saw
cool.
your website.
Uh-huh.
Jumped over to that to look at it again, and it's like, I need to move some finances around. This has got to come home.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, when we talked several times there, and I was at the auction that day, and we talked several times, and I was kind of like, man, I hope you get it sorted out, because you definitely sounded like an enthusiastic owner.
Oh yeah, it's got a place, and it'll be loved, taken care of.
Awesome.
Actually driven this time.
Yes. Well, it should be ready to go. The Wizard, I mean, he did, I sent you the receipt there.
Yeah.
And so it's got new tires and did all the maintenance service. And when I drove it back, the AC was freezing me to death. But, man, you picked up perfect weather to come and get the car. Isn't that awesome?
For mid-October.
I know.
Can't beat this. This is the Midwest. It could be snowing right now.
Yeah, I know. And so here's the question. Are the tops coming off?
On the way home, probably not due to the wind buffeting.
Yeah.
But I did pick up some cassette tapes.
Oh,
so
there
I hope
you
the
go.
tape player works. 'Cause I've got some Iron Maiden and some Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, man.
Nirvana's Bleach,
Oh.
which would have released the same year as the car.
No kidding. Oh, that's funny you say that, because what I do is I go to Spotify, and I have one of those wireless Bluetooth FM modulators.
Yeah.
If you don't have one of those, get one. They're really, the technology has gotten good where they really work well. But a lot of times what I do is I go to Spotify, I type in the year of the car that I'm driving, and I play music from that year. So like I play the top 100 from like 1983, like on the DeLorean. You know what I'm saying? And I always do that. It's just a thing that I do. It was so much fun because I was driving, like, we had that 64 Beetle, and so I was driving that 64 Beetle around listening to top hits of 1964, so it was like almost all Beatles. You know what I mean? So that was fun. But I took you on my little test loop here. You said you wanted to go for a spin in the DeLorean. What do you think? You've never been in one, right?
Nope. I've only seen one other one actually in person. So, no, this is my first DeLorean ride. This thing is more peppy than the media gives it credit for.
Oh, absolutely. Now, one thing I've done different on this one is this one has stainless steel headers and exhaust on it, which really woke the car up quite a bit. But, I mean, these came out in 81. I mean, if you look at the performance stats in 81, it was right there with the, Corvette and all of those cars. So it's not like, yeah, you know, everything in the early 80s was relatively slow, but you know,
So stainless steel exhaust. So what you're saying is the exhaust matches the bodywork.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's, you know, in a way, yeah, you know, the stainless, you know, when you heat it up, it turns a little bit different color, but hey, there's an idea, right? Somebody should take a DeLorean and then heat the stainless to make it change color. And you know how you kind of blew it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a cool look to a DeLorean?
Do a little flame job on it.
There you go. So are you excited to see the Pulsar?
I am.
Oh, I'm excited for you. I got it back from the Wizards and I put it over at my top spot over at shift. And that way it would just have a nice, safe place. And I went there this morning before going to the airport, and it just had a little dust on it from sitting at the Wizards and driving it back. So I sprayed the dust off and wiped it down, and it is ready to go. We're going to be seeing it shortly. But yeah, these pretty torquey little motor.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that purple with the exhaust.
That is nice.
And I love the seating position, you know.
Oh, yeah. Don't hit 88. I need to be here.
That's right. So one thing, you know, so this car is my personal car. I have one for sale that only has 2,000 miles on it, but you know, but that's like a museum grade car, right? So this is my personal car. It's not for sale. So I went ahead and did what I wanted to. So I lowered it down. I put the exhaust on it and tinted the windows. You know, just made it drivable. And then the one thing that I'm thinking about doing is, since I got the exhaust on it, I'm thinking about doing the cams, you know, and then that would be pretty much where I'd stop. So, all right, here we go. We're pulling into shift. And I got him sitting right over here. Look at that. I love that color on that car too.
That is good.
It is, and it's got the stripes on it, which was an option. I'm sure you saw the video and saw all the options.
I did.
All right, you ready to check out?
Yep.
Let's check it out. Oh yeah. So coming out of the DeLorean. Well, here it is. See what you think.
I'm in high school again.
You're in high school again? So you have your own time machine now. Basically, that's what these old cars are, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, yeah. Usually I take the dealer stickers right off.
Yeah, but not on...
I think it'd be a shame.
No, yeah, you wouldn't want to on this one. So here's the key. It's cool. It's got the original dealer embossment on that key tag. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Back there. Storage space.
Yeah.
Maybe a baby car seat.
So have you driven one of these?
I have not.
Not even driven it. You just liked it. It's right at the front there.
Yeah.
No, you had it right there, I think. Underneath your legs there. There's a lever.
There, it's on the
All right.
It's on the inside. Oh yeah. That's just about perfect.
Yep. So you're all the way back to 1989 right now.
Absolutely.
What you couldn't have back then, you have now.
Oh. Look at that go. Well, you do not lie. It is a runner and a driver.
Yeah, I like the smell of it inside. It just smells brand new.
It does. It's got that new car
Yeah.
blue smell.
It smells like it's on the Nissan dealership back in the day. They had that smell. Every car has its own smells.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So you happy with it?
I am very, very happy, sir.
Oh, fantastic. All right, there you go, pose. Well, we got all the paperwork done and we got the tag on Peter's car. And of course, what did we have to do? We had to pop off the tops, right?
I was going for high school senior.
Oh, yeah. Right. So we got the tops popped off and you are ready for your trip, sir. So keep us posted, send us some pictures if you would. And I'll tell you what I always say to my videos, have a great day and happy motoring, right?
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, Peter, take care. All right, Peter, safe travels. I bet you those tops don't go back on the whole trip. Get that cassette rocking. Take care now. So much fun. Hey everybody, have a great day. Happy motoring. Thanks for watching.